Another double-header day in the IPL and yet another very, very good day of cricketing action for fans for very different reasons. The first game of the day, of course, saw Bangalore put the beating on Punjab. And the second game, well, it was El Clasico of the IPL, Mumbai Indians versus Chennai Super Kings, and it was Mumbai who ended up registering an absolutely thumping victory. Two games, some very interesting talking points, and that's what we're going to talk about in this particular video. Let's go through the major talking points from both matches. And talking point number one, Rohit Sharma seems like he's back at last. Now, when Hardik Pandya took over the Mumbai Indians captaincy in 2024, there was a belief that it would perhaps free up Rohit Sharma, the batter. Now, it's safe to say that hasn't happened. He had a forgettable season in 2024, and even 2025 looked like it was veering towards being yet another forgettable season for the man nicknamed the Hitman. But, well, he's finally gotten that elusive half-century, the one big score that many felt he needed because he had been getting starts. It's just that he was unable to convert them, and no better team to get it against than the Chennai Super Kings. More importantly, though, if you're a Rohit fan, this looked like a vintage Rohit performance. Yes, he started well, but then took his time, got to his milestone, and then once he got the 50, looked to be playing far more attackingly and looking to be playing with far more, let's say, freedom than he normally would. Clearly, despite whatever he may say, this was something that was bearing on him a little heavily, and it's good to see that he's finally gotten that monkey off his back. The 50 score might do very good for not just him, but even MI's chances of making it to the playoffs. And speaking of playoff chances, unfortunately, it seems like this could pretty much be all she wrote for the Chennai Super Kings, and that is talking point number two. For CSK, this is already shaped up to be a season to forget, despite the fact that a lot of fans got the one thing that they were clamoring for, the return of MS Dhoni as CSK captain, albeit on a temporary basis. Unfortunately, poor squad building has meant that the team looks very much like a shadow of themselves, and now they've reached a point where their playoff hopes itself are hanging by a thread. They've played 8 games and won just 2, and with 6 games left and a bare minimum of 14 points needed to even be in contention, they're now in a situation where they have to be potentially winning all their games, or at least almost all their games. Not a great place to be, and given the kind of inconsistent and downright poor form that the Yellow Army have shown, it would take a very brave betting man to actually place a bet on the fact that this CSK side, as average as they've looked, would potentially be able to make a run for the playoffs. And that would in fact mean 2 seasons in the trot where they didn't come close to making it to the playoffs, which is quite the fall from grace from a side that have made it a habit of not only making it to the playoffs, but also to the finals and winning titles. And talking point number 3 comes from our early match of the day. What is it with Royal Challengers Bangalore and their poor form at home? Now, obviously, RCB are one of those sides who are very well supported, and that is very, very true, especially when they're playing at the Chinnaswamy Stadium as well. It's just that this year they've played 3 games in the Chinnaswamy and they haven't won a single one of them. Contrast that with their form away from home. They've won every single match that they've played on the road, and that run continued when they took on and beat the Punjab Kings in relatively easy fashion. Now, till now, it really beggars belief that this side do not actually find their groove when they're playing at home. But when they're playing away from home, they seem to be playing like world beaters. Normally, you would expect the opposite to happen. Home comforts and building a fortress are stereotypes for a reason when it comes to the world of sport. But these cliches, well, RCB almost tend to defy them. And there is no real explanation as to why that is the case. We just know that it consistently seems to be happening. Although if RCB could qualify, despite having such patchy home form, and they could make it to the playoffs, I don't think their fans would really be complaining, especially when you consider how long it is that they've had to wait for an IPL trophy. And these are the major talking points from these 2 matches. Another double header down, but now for the rest of the week, of course, we'll be looking at single header matches, but matches that will have very important connotations as far as playoff hopes go. Do join us for the discussions of those matches, and thank you so much for joining us in this video. If you enjoy our coverage, don't forget to stay tuned to Republic World and Republic Sport Fit for more such interesting content from the world of sport.
One of the biggest dangers to our country are negative influencers, dirty influencers. These are people who are there on digital mediums only to get numbers and what they do has had a very negative effect on our society. We all know about it. But together, you and I can change that. Republic is starting an influencer incubator program where you can be part of creating some world-class content that is nation first, that helps our country, that creates awareness. And you can work with me here on this campus as part of the first phase of the Republic Influencer Incubator program, which is the Positive Influencers program. The Positive Influencers program, which is going to be run from the Republic Media Campus, which is the largest newsroom in Asia, aims to bring together a diverse set of people from across the country. You can work from where you are, you can work with me here on this campus to create content on anything which you feel, if it proliferates, if it spreads, will have a positive impact on our people. It could be in the area of health, technology, defense, awareness, current affairs, politics, or even history, science and technology. I know there are a lot of you out there who have the talent, and all that you want is the reach. And Republic is doing this to give your content the reach. Together, all of us can come together and create a content revolution in our country. The digital medium, the growth of digital in our country is one of the most fascinating things, but you can use it in a positive way for the country, or you can use it in a negative way for our country. There are too many people who are using the digital medium to make a quick buck. But together, all of us, if we become one unit that's working in national interest, that believes in nation first, then through the Positive Influencer program, we can change the way the digital medium works in our country. So come, I welcome you to work with me here on the Republic campus as part of the Positive Influencer program. Here on the Republic Media campus, you will have access to great infrastructure, a warm and welcoming professional environment, and of course, the best production values. Now, if you have the content and you feel it needs the finish, it needs to be worked on, or that you would benefit from working in an environment where there are many other content creators like you, then you can be here. You can work with me here in the Republic newsroom. You can work from home. You can make it 50-50. You can make it work the way you want. As long as you believe that the content you create, and we believe that the content you create, will make our nation number one, will be one solid contribution towards the Viksit Bharat, then you can be part of this wonderful program. The initiative I announced in the presence of the Prime Minister at the Republic Summit, which is the Republic Positive Influencer Program. So come, work with me, work with us. Let's make a difference for our country.